Imagine an island with a diverse economy and equitable opportunities, where talented young people, our kids, neighbors, cousins, don't have to leave if they want a stable, sustainable career, where the resources from here and created here stay here, one where our strength comes from within and is not dependent on outside extractive industries. It's no secret that our current reality is very different. Our economy is incredibly concentrated, with 5 sectors representing 2/3 of the state's GDP. Hawaii is the least affordable state in the country, and young, educated, talented people are leaving our island. With Startup Hawaii, we can create a better future together. My name is Maria Leonardi, and this is the Startup Hawaii team. I've been working with startups and entrepreneurs for 7 years, within as a part of an accelerator, as an advisor, and now as a founder myself. The rest of the team has incredible and diverse expertise across science, tech, economic development, public service, culture, and entrepreneurship. Today, I'm going to show you how we can build a strong technology startup community on our island to achieve a future that is diverse, equitable, and sustainable. We define technology companies as high growth and scalable companies solving big problems by leveraging science, engineering, and technology. A focus on tech, which has better wages, stable jobs, and good growth opportunities, can help us diversify away from our highly concentrated economy, and in turn, draw back kama'aina that have left and retain young people so they don't have to leave and go to the mainland to find work. Hawaiʻi Island has a long history of entrepreneurship, of people starting new companies out of necessity to solve problems or because they saw an opportunity. KTA, founded in 1916, and HPM in 1921, both identified a need for products on the islands. Mauna Loa Nuts in 1956 saw an opportunity for an attractive product grown here and sold globally. Shaka Tea, a more recent success story, followed in their footsteps. A move into supporting technology startups just expands on this already established culture of entrepreneurship into a new industry to solve new problems. These 6 companies are great examples, and they have a lot in common. They're all tech companies. These companies are working to solve climate change, create innovative recycled products, revolutionize reforestation, help local farmers succeed, and enable students to showcase their work and learn digitally. They've all achieved some kind of success. They're all scalable. Either they offer a product like software that doesn't come with the burdens of moving physical goods, or they offer something so important and in demand that the world will buy what they have. And they're all here on our island. And all, except one, take advantage of our island's unique attributes to solve big problems. I've heard that we can't build scalable companies here. It's too rural, too remote, not enough people, difficult to do business, only a tourist destination. But plenty of other communities have succeeded, ones that people might have said 10, 20 years ago, that'll never work, they'll never succeed. And yet, they did. Here are a few examples of too small, too remote, too rural, not Silicon Valley, but they did it. They did it in their own way. And that's the key. We have our own unique challenges and opportunities. We have our own culture and way of doing business and way of living, our own values and priorities. These should not be ignored or shoved aside. These are strengths. They are not nuances that hold us back. We can leverage successful examples from around the world, and we should. We can't follow a cookie cutter approach. We need to create a path forward that fits with our island and our priorities. The world is changing. We are at an inflection point. The world is accepting of remote communications and relationship development like never before. The tools existed before the pandemic, but now it's a way of life. We have 200,000 people on this island. We can plug into the global economy without losing talent, without giving up our values. If we come together behind a common vision or purpose, we can do it. Local purpose, global presence. This is a big vision. How are we going to do it? We're going to convene and empower every interested innovator, techie, and entrepreneur on a Hawaiʻi Island to ideate and build high-growth, scalable tech startups. We'll create an engaged and trusted community that these founders can rely on and enable local tech startups to scale and succeed on a local, state, and global stage. While we will need to forge our own path, we're going to look to a successful model called the Boulder Thesis to serve as a foundation. It has 4 key requirements. First, all community members are important for success, but entrepreneurial leadership is necessary to help the community focus on providing support where it's most needed. Next, they are inclusive of all who would like to participate. Third, leaders must have a long-term commitment. This is a long-term vision. Finally, continued engagement must occur across all members of the community, not just entrepreneurs. When we develop this community, we need to ensure that we are supporting the entire life cycle of a startup. So not only are we creating companies, we are keeping companies. To do this, we need to simultaneously develop people and the infrastructure required to grow and scale a startup. This life cycle includes supporting a kid in school, to the graduate with an idea, to closing your first client. We'll also follow a set of guiding principles to ensure we're staying true to the values of our island. We are not Silicon Valley, and we don't want to be. So we'll lead with kokua by helping others and sharing knowledge without expectation of immediate gain. We will embrace indigenous cultures, knowledge, and practices, and we'll balance equity, economy, and the environment. We're going to build this community across 3 key phases. The first is to convene and map. There are a lot of great things happening on this island, but there's a need to bring it all together and move forward together. We are too small of a place for fragmented initiatives to succeed. We are more powerful together. We're not replacing anything. We hope to be the thread that brings it all together. As a part of this, we'll map what's here on our island and identify gaps. Next, we'll launch and accelerate. Once we've figured out the gaps and what is most needed, we'll identify where we can add the most value. That might be in education, it could be helping launch companies or helping them scale. It could be a combination of several. Part of this will also include establishing a formal network globally. Network and relationships are critical when it comes to scaling companies and ensuring sufficient mentorship is available to our local founders. Finally, have patience and stick with it. It's important to understand the reality of this timeline. This is a long-term vision. We need to have patience. Creating an ecosystem will not have immediate gratification. Quick, quantitative results that many new initiatives look for are not a reality. This will take time. Too many initiatives launch only to disappear before success can really be measured, leaving participants behind. My ask of you today is if you're interested in participating as a founder, existing entrepreneurial program or organization, an educator, or just a cheerleader, you can go to this link for more information and sign up to stay informed of progress and events as they occur. Next, mentor and connect. If you're willing, mentor us or mentor local founders. Help us build a formal network both on and outside of Hawaiʻi Island, or generally lend your brain power and network to help this succeed. Partner and fund. While we're not looking for funding at this time, we do acknowledge the importance of creating a network of investors. However, this is a big vision with a lot to work through. We are looking for partners potentially interested in funding the future of Startup Hawaii, initially to help shape this and build this together into a sustainable endeavor not overly dependent on government funding in the long run. And finally, ahunui, or patience. These things take time. As a successful tech entrepreneur on this island so accurately states, People are always overestimating what you can do in a year and underestimate what you can do in a decade. So let's see what we can do in a decade together with Startup Hawaii.